Yo, what's going on, everybody? Walker Dead here with another video. This is season 1, episode 3, titled Guts. Thank you all for the love and support. I really do appreciate it, and let's get into this episode, shall we? The episode begins with a flashback. A flashback of like before Rick went with Shane to work, and he tells John, "Hey, can you watch Carl for me when I'm away at work? There's no telling when this case is going to, be wrapped up." And John says, Of course, I'll do anything for that little rascal. I'll watch that little man like a stepson. Like if he was my own stepson." But you know what I'm talking about, Richie. They both laugh and giggle. And Rick tells John that I gotta go. If I need anything, I'll call you. But I gotta go to work. And John says, "Of course, do you? We all got things we gotta do in this world, right?" And then the next shot is present day. The walkers are coming towards Andrew and Rick. Rick grabs his Python revolver and shoots 4 of them in the head. He sees 2 dressers, like 2 really large black dressers, and Rick and Andrew grabs the 2 dressers and slam them down on the floor. They slam them down on the floor. Meanwhile, Glenn and Morales come back from the sewers, and Rick asks Glenn and Morales, "Did you find anything?" And Morales says, just a dead end." And Vesta and Jackie are like, "Well, it has to be another way, right?" And Rick says, "We have to go to the roof, and we gotta be cautious because those dressers are not gonna hold forever." Meanwhile, they go back to the roof. Rick grabs his binoculars, like his goggles or whatever, and he notices a construction site. And he says that construction site must have a truck we can use to get out of this area. And Festus like, "Wait, what about the dead?" And Rick's like, "The dead don't smell the living. They smell dead." And Morales said, "Yeah, like a dog. Like they see you, they smell you, they lick you, and they look like they want to eat you." And Andrew's like, "Yeah, they smell dead, and we don't, so it's kind of distinct." And Merle's like, hey, you guys are onto something. Like that thing from the plague." And Jackie's like, "Oh, shut up." Meanwhile, they head outside and grab those 2 walkers that Morales and T-Dog killed in the last episode, and they bring them inside. And Rick and the others grab some gloves and some protection gear, and Morales is like, "We don't have time for this. There has to be another way." And Rick says, "Well, we gotta make time because those 2 dressers please put on the door aren't gonna hold forever. Like, they're really seriously not gonna hold forever. Like, it's like literally right there. Like, they can just move at any second." And Morales is fine. So, and then, meanwhile, Rick and Glenn works together to grab those 2 walkers in the building, and when they do, Rick uses the crowbar he found on the floor of the clothing store. He uses it and breaks like, one of those containment things where there's like a fire extinguisher, but in this glass containment thing, there's a crowbar inside, so he uses it, not like a crowbar, like an extra crowbar, and an axe. So he uses the crowbar he found on the dressing store floor, and he breaks the glass, taking not just the hatchet, but the other crowbar as well. So he puts the second crowbar on the floor. He puts the other crowbar on the floor, and he grabs the hatchet and a mask. And he puts his mask on. And he has the hatchet in his hand. He's ready to cut the walker's arms off, but then he struggles a little bit. And Rick says, "Wait." He drops the hatchet and the mask he was wearing, and he goes through the walker's pockets, and he notices a wallet. And the wallet's name says Wayne. And Rick is telling this to the group. He says, "Wayne, born August 11th, 1986. And he passes the ID to Glenn, and then he also tells the group this man had $28 in his pocket when he died. Rick also tells the group that this man used to be like us, worried about video games, the Super Bowl, bills, work, life. My family's out there, and when I find them, I'm going to tell them how much not only that I love them, but I'm going to tell them about this man, about Wayne. And Rick says, in a picture of a pretty girl named Rachel. And he grabs the photo and he places it in this man's pocket, and he says, "I'm sorry this happened to you, for you did not die in vain." Rick grabs the mask, puts it back on, and he grabs the hatchet, and he cuts both of his arms off. And there's blood gushing everywhere, obviously, so, like, mad blood, like, blood everywhere. And, Rick grabs some walker guts and tells the group, "Don't get any in your eyes or in your face. This stuff can be contagious, and it can get you sick." So he puts some walker guts on Glenn. Andrea and Jackie and Nevesta are also putting guts on Rick. Morales says F it, and he grabs some walker guts, puts it on Glenn as well. And Glenn says this is disgusting. And Rick says try to think about something else, like puppies or kittens. And T-Dog jokes and says, "Yeah, dead puppies and kittens." And Glenn throws up, and Andrea's like, "That is so evil. What the f is wrong with you?" And T-Dog says, all right, I'm sorry. And then the next shot is Andrea putting like more guts on Glenn. So like more, like a lot, and I mean a lot of walker guts on Glenn. Same with Rick, so that the walkers don't recognize that they're alive, basically. And Glenn asks Andrea, "Do we smell like them?" And Andrea says, "Oh yeah." And Andrea says, "Glenn, here." And Glenn's like, "What?" And Andrea's like, "Don't worry, just in case." And she grabs the gun and puts it in his side pocket. Glenn's like, "Okay." And then they go out. Rick Morales opens the front door and lets Rick and Glenn out into the street. Rick has his hatchet and Glenn has his crowbar, and they are out on the street covered in walker guts, and they are just trying to be careful because there are numbers of walkers out there. Like, there are so many walkers out there that it's not funny. Like, there's like thousands and thousands of walkers on that street. Meanwhile, back on the rooftop, like everyone like runs upstairs and make it back to the rooftop, and Merle's like, "What's going on there now?" And T-Dog radios the Atlanta group, let him know, like, saying like, hello, is anybody out there? Is anybody out there? Please respond. And Merle asks T-Dog, is that asshole up there with handcuff keys? And T-Dog shows him the key, like showing him that he has the key, not Rick. And Merle's like, you better give me that key. Like, that's what he's thinking about in his mind. If he doesn't give me that key, I'm gonna get him. Meanwhile, back on the street, Rick and Glenn are still trying to avoid the walkers. They come across his bus, and they go under the bus. And they notice, like, more walkers, and then Glenn notices this walker right next to him is smelling him, and Glenn is blending in, be like, nah. And the walker leaves. The walker falls for that shenanigans, and the walker leaves. Glenn and Rick are almost there. They were almost there, and then the group notices it's starting to rain. Meanwhile, back on the roof, T-Dog is getting like a signal. Like, he tells the group that, hey, I'm getting a signal. And then next shot is at the Atlanta group, and it's Lori drying her clothes, and you see Carl and Shane. Like, Shane is teaching Carl how to tie a rope in case they need to catch any fish or frogs or rabbits. And John comes over and tells Lori that dang, the kid must be a natural at this point. When Shane is done teaching Carl how to make rope, he'll be catching hundreds of fishes. Lori laughs and says, yeah. Lori also says she wishes that Rick was here because, again, she doesn't know that he's alive. And John says, me too. And then Dale's like, I'm getting a signal. And Shane comes over, and over the radio you hear T-Dog's voice saying, we're in a dressing store. Over. We're trapped. Over. And Dale's like, T-Dog, repeat that. And Dale says, they're gone. We can't reach them. And Amy says, what about my sister? And Amy's like, we gotta go. We gotta help them. If they're trapped, we gotta help them. And Shane is like, no. It's just I don't want any of you guys going out, risking your lives and getting hurt on my watch. And Amy says, my sister volunteered to go. And Shane tells Amy that she knew the risk, didn't she? And Shane also tells Amy that she's trapped. She's gone, and we're going to have to accept that. And Amy says, that's my sister, you son of a bitch. And she runs away in anger and sadness. Shane looks at Lori like damn, damn. And Lori's about to like run after Amy. And John says, no, I got it. John was like, Amy. And he's like, Amy, calm down. And Amy's like, no, that's my sister. That's my family, not his, not anyone else's. He doesn't know what it's like to have a sister. He doesn't know what it's like to be out there. He doesn't know what it's like to worry about someone that might never come back. And John says, I know what it's like to lose a brother. I know what it's like to lose two brothers. And I know what it's like to lose a family member. Even a best friend. But trust me and believe. You gotta trust. You have to have trust and have faith that they will come back okay. Everything's gonna be okay. It's just you gotta be patient, and you got to worry less, because if you worry more, then it's only gonna cause a problem for yourself. And John comforts Amy and tells her that everything, and I mean everything's gonna be okay. Just have faith. Don't worry too much. Don't give up hope. Everything's gonna be okay. And don't be mad at Shane. Shane's only doing what he thinks is best for the group and for you, because he obviously doesn't want you or anyone else getting hurt. And Amy says, "Thanks, John. I really appreciate your advice and thank you." And she also tells John, "I'm really sorry about what happened to your brother." Or told me the story about what happened, and I just want to say, "I'm truly am sorry about what happened to your brother." And John says it's okay. The next shot is them at the next shot is the streets of Atlanta. Rick and Glenn are almost there, but it starts raining, and it's raining all over. And Morale's like, "Damn." And then back on the street, Glenn notices that the walker guts are coming off, and he tells Rick that the walker guts are coming off, and they're coming off. And Rick says, "Calm down, we're almost there." And then the walker out of nowhere runs at Glenn, trying to bite him on the arm, but Rick grabs his hatchet and kills the walker. Like, he stabs the walker in the head, and he's like, "Yeah, we gotta go. And they were like running to the gates. All these walkers are trying to get to them, trying to eat them, obviously. So they jump the fence. They notice the holder to the keys. So instead of trying to open it with their bare hands, Rick throws the hatchet to Glenn, breaks the lock, opens the thing, and grabs the keys to the truck and throws it to Rick so he can get in the car. Meanwhile, Rick notices two walkers trying to jump the fence, so he grabs his gun and shoots them both in the head. Meanwhile, back at the thing, Merle's like, "What's going on?" And Vesta says, "You better keep quiet. If you know what's good for you, you better keep quiet, or else I'm gonna grab my gun and shoot you in the head myself." Merle says, "F you." And back at the thing, Rick grabs the keys, opens the car, and tries to get the thing working. He gets the jump starter working and the engine to the truck working, and he's yelling outside the window. He's yelling like, "Glenn, come on!" And then he gets in the car, and then a walker comes out of nowhere and starts banging on the window. So Rick starts the car and starts to drive away. Meanwhile, all the walkers that was like on the other side of the fence, they knock down the gates, and they start running out of nowhere. But by then, Rick and Glenn have already left the area. But meanwhile, back at the building, Andrea is like, "They're leaving us," and Merle's like, "What? Like, what?" And Mouse and the Vesta are like, "No, come back. And meanwhile, Rick is driving the truck, and he's telling Glenn to radio your friends and be down when we're ready. We need like a backup plan. We need you in a car, trying to distract the walkers, trying to get those walkers away from the clothing store, and I'll drive this truck to get all the group members inside the back of the truck." Glenn says, "Sounds like a plan." And the next shot is Rick grabs his crowbar and destroys a window, and he starts hot wires the red Camaro to get it working, and he's able to get it working. And then he tells Glenn to take this car and shoot wherever, like, all the walkers you see are blocking the clothing store's front entrance. You get their attention. You beat that horn as hard as you can, and no matter what it takes, get those walkers out of there. Glenn says, "Okay." He gets in the car and drives to the store. Rick also gets into the truck he took, and he starts heading into a different direction so that so the walkers don't notice that there's two vehicles. We gotta you gotta go after them, something like that. Like if you watch sorry about that, my stupid camera. If you've seen that shot from The Walking Dead where they're like, oh, just keep going, and something like that. And then the next shot is Glenn pulling up to the street dressing store, and he turns on the horn, and to get all the walkers' attention, and all the walkers are going to his vehicle. They're like banging on the windows, scratching on the windows, and they're like trying to break the windows, and they can like grab and bite them, but it doesn't work, obviously. So he backs up the car and he's like, come on. Backs up the car again. He sees 110 of them walk to the car, so he pulls the car in reverse, and he just drives away, and all the walkers are following him, and then Rick pulls in with the truck, and he opens the back of the truck. It's like a big BJ's truck, like one of those big BJ storage trucks they use. He's in that kind of truck, and he opens the back and then he radios Glenn and tells Glenn to radio the others, Glenn over here, and Uncle Glenn radios Morales, T-Dog, Andrea, Avesta, and Jackie, and T-Dog, and also Merle, obviously, let him know that they're here to come down. The group grab all their supplies and their weapons, and they go down, and T-Dog grabs his supplies, and Merle's like, no, T-Dog, don't leave me, man, not like this, you can't leave me, man, it's not right, don't leave me, man, we're all human, and T-Dog's like, okay, F it, and he like goes to help Merle. Like he grabs the key from the back of his pocket, and he tries to get to Merle so he can open the handcuffs so he can get out. But unfortunately, he drops the key down a drain. Like he literally drops the key down a drain. T-Dog is like, no, and the key just goes down the drain quick. There's no way of getting it. And Merle's like, you did that on purpose. And T-Dog's like, it was an accident. And Merle's like, no, don't leave me, please, don't leave me. And T-Dog goes out the door, and he puts the chains in the lock on the door, and Merle's like, right now, I hope you right now. You are right now. And T-Dog yells, I'm sorry, and runs down the stairs. Meanwhile, down in the dressing room, the walkers bust through the doors, finally, like all the cabinets and the shelves. Rick and Andrea used to cover the door in the beginning of the episode. The walkers got through, and they are all in the dressing store. Like there's like lots of other walkers, like 30 or 40 so walkers. Morales, T-Dog, Andrea, Vesta, Jackie, and Glenn are running down the stairs. They're all running down the stairs, and they're trying to get to the back. They're able to get to the back, and they notice they have to lift the chains like up and down in order for the back storage area door to open. So Jackie and Vesta work together to open the back door, and they're trying to open the door so they can get out, obviously. So they get out of the door. Morales goes first, and then Jackie. Then Vesta gets on, and Vesta's like, grab my hand, Andrea. And Andrea grabs her hand, and she's in the truck. Glenn gets in quickly. Jackie gets in, and then T-Dog gets in, like, he does that funny jump, like, gets in quick. And then the walkers start swarming the area, like, they're all coming in quick. And Rick's like, punch it. well, not Rick, Morales, like, punch it, and they drive away. Morales closes the back door to the truck, and they left the area, like, they are gone, they left, and they just bounced out of Atlanta, like, they just left, straight up left. And Vesta's like, where's Merle? And T-Dog tells Rick and the group that I dropped the damn key. And Vesta's like, oh shit. And Andrew's like, oh my god. But you'll see in the next episode. Trust me, you'll see what the fuss is about. And then Andrew's like, wait, where's Glenn? And the shot is panning out where Glenn is in his red and black Camaro and driving out of the city. He is having fun, and he is like, woo, yeah, woo, and he just drives out of the city. And then the next shot that takes place like an hour and 7 minutes later, and Morales asks Rick, do you think you'll find your family soon? And Rick says, I have to. They're out there, aren't they? And Rick also asks Morales, what did he do before all this? And Morales says, I used to work at Walmart. When all this, like, during all this crap was going down, when the dead started walking, I was working at Walmart. I was a employee at Walmart, and then out of nowhere, I saw these dead corpses walking around, eating people everywhere. It was like a massacre. It was absolute bloodbath. It was crazy. I'm just glad I got there out of there alive. Like, it wasn't for Jackie, T-Dog, and Glenn, I would have died. And on top of that, I would have never made it back to my family. I have a wife and 2 kids. I hope get back to them soon. And Rick says, me too. I hope I find my family as well. And the next shot is Glenn. They finally catched up to Rick's truck. Like, he finally catch up to Rick and the group, and he is so happy, and he's like, woo, doing that peace gangs, that 2 fingers happy gangster sign, and he's like yelling, yeah. And Morales tells Glenn, like, tells Rick, Morales tells Rick, now at least someone's having a good day. And then the next shot is Dale on watch, and he's looking through his binoculars, and he sees a red and black Camaro, and he's like, well, I'll be damned. And Sean and Shane are like, what is it? And he said, it's Glenn in a weird ass Camaro. And Shane's like, what the fuck? Wait, what is that noise? What is that noise? And Glenn pops up to the area, and he gets out of the car, and he's like, where's Andrea? Where's Andrea? Is she with you? Is she with you? And she's like, yeah, she's fine. She's fine. And while the horn is going off, and then and John's like, turn it off. And Glenn says, I can't. And Jim's finally introduced, and he said, don't worry, I'll help you turn off this vehicle. And he's able to turn it off, and Amy asks Glenn, isn't Andrea with you? And she's okay, and he says, yeah. And then the truck pulls up. And Morales, Vesta, Jackie, T-Dog, Andrea, and Morales come out, and Morales' wife and his kids run to Morales. It says, yay, daddy, like something like that. And his wife also runs and says, you scared me. And Morales says, I told you I'd come back, did I? And Amy runs to Andrea and says, Andrea, no, she's saying, you're alive. Amy says, you're alive. I thought you were dead. And Andrea says, don't worry, I'm here now. And the Vesta says, hey you, John, how you doing? And Vesta said, dude, girl, don't pull that shit on me. Come on now. I was about to get into one of those vehicles and go after you myself, Vesta. I was about to go in that door, go in that vehicle, and go and get you guys myself if I had to. Don't pull that shit now. They both laugh and giggle, etc., etc. And then Shane's like, "You all came back fine." And Morales says, "Yeah, if it wasn't for the new guy." And Shane's like, "New guy?" And it's like, "Yeah, he's a cop like you." And he yells, he's like, "Hey, yo, helicopter boy, why don't you come say hi to everyone?" And Rick comes out of the car and sees Lori and Carl. And Carl looks at him like, "Daddy! Daddy!" And Rick runs to his son. And he's like, "Oh." And he's crying in happiness. He is happy to see his family. His wife also runs and is like in complete shock because she thought he was dead, obviously. And then she looks at Shane like, "You lying son of a bitch. I can't believe you lied to me." And then Rick sees John. He's like, "Oh my God, John! Oh my God! I thought you were dead, dog. I thought you were dead." He's like, "I promise I'll look after you. Me and Shane promised we looked after your family." Richie. Oh my God, Richie, I thought you were dead, man. I thought you were dead. Shane said you were dead, that you died in the hospital room. I was so concerned about you. I left a chocolate bar right by your windowsill. And Rick says, "I didn't see it." And he's like, "Do you have another chocolate bar on you?" And John Miller's like, "Hell yeah, of course, I always got some chocolate bars." And he tells John and Shane, "Thank you so much for looking after my family. You don't know how grateful I am that you two were here. That you two were here to watch my family." And that honestly, I don't know what to say. I'm like, thank you, John. John, thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much, Shane. Thank you as well. You don't know how grateful I am. And boom, that is the end of the episode. The next episode is going to be where Rick and the crew and some members of the group go back for Merle Dixon. And next episode, we're going to meet Daryl, Carol, Sophia, and Ed for the first time. So that's going to be pretty cool. And episode 4 is going to be coming on Friday of next week. So stay tuned for that. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.